If the old man ventured to do that, it was for her sake. Suddenly, out of the blue, he tells me that the general has promised his mother 400 rubles, and he does it just like that, out of the blue, without any ceremony. Then I understood everything. And he just peeks into my eyes with some kind of relish. He probably also told mother solely for the pleasure of breaking her heart. And why doesn't he die, pray tell? He promised to die in 3 weeks, but he's even grown fatter here. He doesn't cough anymore. Yesterday evening he said himself that he hadn't coughed up blood for 2 days. Throw him out. I don't hate him, I despise him, Ganya said proudly. Well, yes, I do hate him, I do. He suddenly cried with extraordinary fury. And I'll say it right to his face, even when he's about to die, on his pillow. If you'd only read his confession, God, what naivety of impudence. It's Lieutenant Pirogov, it's Nozdriev 5 in a tragedy, and above all, a little brat. Oh, with what relish I'd have given him a whipping then, precisely to astonish him. He's taking revenge on everybody now, because it didn't come off then. But what's that? More noise there? No, what is it, finally? I won't put up with it, finally. Tin! He shouted to Tin, who was coming into the room. What is this, what are things here coming to, finally? It's. But the noise was quickly approaching, the door was suddenly flung open, and old man Ivolgin, in wrath, purple, shaken, beside himself, also fell upon Tin. The old man was followed by Nina Alexandrovna, Kolya, and, last of all, Hippolyte. Two. It was already 5 days since Hippolyte had moved to the Tissins' house. It had happened somehow naturally, without any special words or any falling out between him and the prince. Not only had they not quarreled, but it seemed they had even parted friends. Gavrila Ardalionovich, so hostile to Hippolyte on that earlier evening, had come to see him himself, though only 3 days after the event, probably guided by some sudden thought. For some reason Rogozhin also began to visit the sick boy. At first it seemed to the prince that it would even be better for the poor boy if he moved out of his house. But at the time of moving, Hippolyte kept saying that he was moving to Tin's, who had been so kind as to give him a corner, and, as if on purpose, never once said that he was moving to Gagne's, though it was Gagne who had insisted that he be taken into the house. Gagne noticed it then and touchily laid it up in his heart. He was right when he said to his sister that the sick boy had improved. Indeed, Hippolyte felt slightly better than before, which could be noticed from the first glance at him. He came into the room unhurriedly, after everyone else, with a mocking and unkindly smile. Nina Alexandrovna came in very frightened. She had changed greatly during these 6 months, had grown thinner, having married off her daughter and moved to live with her. She had almost ceased to interfere externally in her children's affairs. Kolya was preoccupied and as if perplexed. There was much that he did not understand in the general's madness, as he put it, not knowing, of course, the main reasons for this new turmoil in the house. But it was clear to him that his father was quarreling so much, everywhere and always, and had suddenly changed so much, that it was as if he were quite a different man than before. It also worried him that in the last 3 days the old man had even stopped drinking entirely. He knew that he had broken and even quarreled with Lebedev and the prince. Kolya had just come home with a bottle of vodka, which he had purchased with his own money. Really, mother, he had assured Nina Alexandrovna while still upstairs, really, it's better to let him have a drink. He hasn't touched a drop in 3 days now, from anguish, it means. Really, it's better. I used to bring it to him in debtor's prison. The general flung the door wide open and stood on the sill as if trembling with indignation. My dear sir, he cried out to Tin in a thundering voice, if you have indeed decided to sacrifice a venerable old man, your father, that is, your wife's father at least, honored by his sovereign, to a milksop and an atheist, I shall never set foot in your house again from this very hour. Choose, sir, choose immediately, either me, or this, screw. Yes, screw. I said it by accident, but he is a screw. Because he bores into my soul like a screw, and without any respect, like a screw. Or a corkscrew? Hippolyte put in. No, not a corkscrew, because I'm a general to you, not a bottle. I have medals, medals of honor, and you've got a figure. Either him or me. Decide, sir, this minute, this very minute. He again cried in frenzy to Tin. Here Kolya moved a chair for him, and he sank onto it almost in exhaustion. Really, it would be better for you to go to sleep, the dumbfounded Tin murmured. And what's more, he threatens. Ganya said in a low voice to his sister. To sleep, cried the general. I am not drunk, my dear sir, and you offend me. I see, he went on, standing up again, I see that everything is against me here, everything and everyone. Enough. I am leaving, but no, my dear sir, no. They did not let him finish and sat him down again, they began begging him to calm himself. Ganya, in fury, went to the far corner. Nina Alexandrovna trembled and wept. But what have I done to him?